He had a store that was working, sort of. Traffic coming in, orders trickling out, a business that paid for itself and not much more. Then he switched on a handful of emails he had been ignoring for months. He did not touch his product. He did not raise his ad budget by a single dollar. He did not run a sale. He turned on 5 automated emails, the kind that send themselves, and within a few weeks almost a third of his revenue was coming from messages he never has to write again. Here is the part that should stop you cold. Those emails outsold his ads. The same ads he was pouring money into every single day were quietly beaten by 5 messages that cost him almost nothing to send. And the strangest part is that he did not write anything clever. What he actually turned on was not the emails at all. It was a different idea about when a sale really happens. I am going to walk you up the exact ladder he built, one email at a time, from the obvious one you have half heard of, all the way to the single flow at the top that made more than all the others combined. And that top one, the one that quietly beat his ads, I am saving for the end, because it only makes sense once you have watched every layer underneath it. There is also one number he kept watching, a single percentage that climbed week after week, and when you see what it was, you will understand why he stopped trusting his ad dashboard entirely. Stay with me, because here is what makes the usual approach so quietly expensive. When your store plateaus, you go and buy more traffic. You raise the ad budget. You chase a new audience, a new platform, a new creative, more strangers at the top of the funnel. And it works, a little, and it costs you more every month, because you are pouring water into a bucket full of holes. Almost every visitor who lands on your store leaves without buying. They get interrupted, they get nervous, they mean to come back, and they never do. You paid to bring each of those people in, and then you let them walk out the door and never speak to them again. The owner who beat his ads did not find cheaper traffic. He stopped losing the traffic he already paid for. And the tool that let him do it was sitting inside his store the whole time, switched off, in the same email software he was already paying for and never opening. Hold on to that, because once you see how much you already paid for the people you are letting slip away, you cannot unsee it. Let me put an actual number on the leak, because the abstract version is too easy to shrug off. Say 100 people land on your store from an ad. On a good day, 2 or 3 of them buy. That means 97 walked in, looked around, and walked back out. You did not pay for the 2 who bought. You paid for all 100. The cost of those 97 is baked into every single sale you make. So when someone tells you email is a nice little bonus channel, they have it exactly backwards. Email is not the bonus. Email is the only thing standing between you and paying full price for 97 people you never hear from again. The owner understood this before he wrote a word. He was not adding a marketing channel. He was going back to collect on traffic he had already bought and abandoned. So let me give you the one idea this whole video rests on, and then we climb. The sale does not happen at the checkout. It happens in the follow-up. The click is not the finish line, it is the beginning of a conversation, and most stores end the conversation the second the visitor leaves. An automated email is just that conversation, continued, on autopilot. You write it once, and it sends itself to the right person at the right moment, forever, whether you are awake or asleep. The man who beat his ads did not become a better writer. He built a set of these conversations, each one catching a person right where they were about to be lost, and notice the shape of what he was building. Every email lives at a different moment on the customer's path, from the very first hello to long after they have paid and gone quiet. He was not writing messages, he was placing nets, one at each spot where people fall through. And the first net catches them at a moment so early it almost sounds too simple to matter. Email 1. The welcome. Send the moment someone first gives you their address. Most stores do one of 2 things here. They send nothing at all, or they send a cold, empty "here is 10% off, thanks for signing up." And they miss the single warmest moment they will ever get with that person. Right after someone raises their hand, They are paying more attention to you than they ever will again. Their inbox is open, your name is fresh. They actually want to hear from you. That exact window never comes back. So he used it. The welcome did not just dump a coupon. It told them who the store was for, why it existed, what made it different, and then, only then, gave them a warm reason to make a first purchase. Picture the difference. One store sends a bare code that lands like spam and gets ignored. His store sends a short note that sounds like a real person, that says, here is why we made this, here is who it is for, here is the one thing we do better than anyone, and by the way, here is a little something to get you started. Same discount, completely different feeling. One is a coupon nobody remembers, the other is a first impression that turns a curious stranger into a buyer. But a welcome only reaches people who handed you their email and then wandered off before buying. The next layer catches someone far closer to the sale, the person who almost paid and vanished at the last second. Email 2, the one that catches the person who almost bought. Here is what happens on every store, all day long. Someone adds to cart, they start checkout, they type in their name, maybe their address, and then something pulls them away. The phone rings, the page feels slow, a flicker of doubt about shipping, or sizing, or whether the thing is even real, and they close the tab with your product still sitting in their cart. That person is not a cold stranger. That person wanted it 30 seconds ago. They are the closest thing to a sale you will ever have that did not close. So he set up a small sequence that reaches out to exactly those people, automatically, while the want is still warm. The first message goes out within an hour, not 3 days later when the feeling is gone. A gentle reminder that they left something behind. But here is the piece most stores miss, the thing that made his version work. He did not just say you forgot something. He answered the exact doubt that stopped them. If people hesitate over shipping, the email says shipping is free and it arrives in 3 days. If they hesitate over risk, it says 30-day returns, no questions, keep it a month and decide. He was not nagging them to come back. He was quietly removing the one brick in the wall that made them stop. These are the cheapest sales in the entire store, because you already did all the hard work of getting them to the edge. All the email does is walk them the last step. And yet most stores never send it and let their warmest almost buyers evaporate every single day. But there is a group even bigger than the almost buyers, and the third email exists only for them. Email 3, the one for the people who looked and left and never even reached the cart. For every person who starts checkout, many more come in, glance at a product, feel a spark of interest, and drift away without doing anything at all. No cart, no order, just gone. Most owners write these people off as lost, because they never really committed to anything. They never clicked add to cart, so they must not have wanted it. But that is a mistake, and he knew it. Interest without action is not the same as no interest. It usually just means the moment was not right, or one small question went unanswered, or life simply pulled them away before they decided. A person can want something and still leave, not because they said no, but because they never got the chance to say yes. If they gave you their email somewhere along the way, on a pop-up, at a past checkout, anywhere, you can still reach them, and he did. A soft nudge about the very thing they lingered on. Here is the piece you were looking at. Here is why people love it. Here is the answer to the question you probably had and never asked. And he added something small that made a real difference. Proof. A line from a real customer. A number of people who bought it. One honest detail about why it holds up. Not louder claims, just quiet evidence that other people already took the leap and were glad. It is not aggressive, it just reopens a door the visitor closed a little too quickly and reminds them of a want they had for a moment and forgot. Now look at what he has stacked so far. He greets the newcomer, he saves the almost buyer, he reopens the door for the browser. 3 nets, 3 moments, 3 groups of people the average store loses without a fight. But every one of those is still about the first sale, the first time money changes hands. The fourth email is where the real math quietly changes, because it starts the moment after the money is already in. Email 4, the one that goes out after someone has already paid. Most stores treat a completed order as the end. The money landed, the story is over. On to the next stranger, back to the top of the funnel to buy more clicks. And that is the most expensive assumption in all of e-commerce. Because a person who just bought from you is in a state no ad can buy. They trust you. They just proved it with their own money. The single biggest fear that stops every cold visitor, the quiet what if this is junk, what if this is a scam, what if it never shows up, is already gone, because they said yes and nothing bad happened. So he used that window. A message that thanked them, made sure they felt good about the choice, told them what happens next, so there was no anxious silence, and then gently showed them the thing that pairs perfectly with what they just bought. Think about how natural that is. Someone buys the coffee, you show them the grinder. Someone buys the boots, you show them the bun that keeps them alive for years. It does not feel like a pitch, it feels like help, like the store thought one step ahead for them. No pressure, no fear to overcome, just an easy next yes offered to the one person on earth most likely to take it. The sale you make to someone who already bought costs you nothing in ads and closes far more often than any cold one, because the hardest part, earning trust, is already behind you. And that single idea that a buyer is worth more the day after they buy than any stranger will ever be, is the door to the move at the very top, the one I promised you at the start. Here it is. The email that beat his ads was the one sent to people who had already bought once and then gone quiet. Think about where every store spends its money. Almost all of it goes to the top of the funnel, to strangers who have never heard of you, who are the hardest and most expensive people on earth to convince. Meanwhile, the people who already bought once, who already trust you, who already know the product is real, who already handed you money and were happy, sit in a list, ignored, cooling off, until they slowly forget you exist. So he built the flow nobody builds. A message that reaches a past buyer weeks later, timed to the moment they would naturally be running low or ready for more, and quietly invites them back. And the timing was the whole trick. He did not blast the whole list on a random Tuesday. He waited for the moment that made sense for each product, right around when a person would naturally want the next one. And he showed up exactly then, like he had read their mind. No ad spend, no convincing a skeptic. Just a warm hello, landing at the perfect time, to someone who already loves what you sell. And when a message like that shows up right as you were half thinking about ordering again, it does not feel like marketing at all. It feels like the store remembered you. That feeling, that a business actually kept you in mind, is something no cold ad on earth can manufacture. And it closes at a rate that made his old ad numbers look almost embarrassing. That is the whole game. The cheapest, highest closing sale in your entire business is the second one, to a customer you already won, and almost nobody sends it. Now, remember that number I told you he kept watching at the start, the one that climbed week after week? It was the share of his revenue coming from email instead of ads. It crossed 10%, then 20%, then it kept going, and the day it passed what his ads brought in, he understood that he had been renting customers when he could have owned them. And here is the part that makes it beat his ads for good. He wrote each of these emails once, and they run forever. Every new visitor, every abandoned cart, every browser, every buyer gets caught by the same machine on autopilot month after month, while his ads reset to zero and demand fresh money every single morning. The ads are a bucket he keeps refilling. The emails are a machine he built once, and it sells while he sleeps. So here is how you actually use this, starting today, without spending another dollar on traffic. Before you raise your ad budget, you turn on the machine. 5 emails in order. 1. Welcome the newcomer and tell them who you are, why you exist, and what you do better than anyone. Not just here is a coupon. 2. Catch the almost buyer who left a full cart, fast, while the want is still warm, and answer the exact doubt that stopped them. 3. Reopen the door for the browser who looked and drifted, with a soft nudge and a piece of real proof. 4. Thank the new buyer, tell them what happens next, and offer the easy next yes that pairs with what they bought. And the big one, 5. Reach back out to the customer you already won, timed to the moment they would want more, because the second sale is the cheapest one you will ever make. You do not need a copywriter for any of this. You need 5 short, honest messages that sound like a person, set to fire at 5 moments you are currently ignoring. If your only growth lever is buying more strangers, you are refilling a leaky bucket forever, and it gets more expensive every month. The machine is the one place that keeps paying you after you build it. So do not go raise your ad budget the way you were about to a minute ago. Do not chase a new platform. Do not hunt for cheaper traffic. Do not pour more money into the top of a bucket full of holes. Turn on the machine. Welcome, cart, browse, post-purchase, and the winback that quietly beats them all, each written once and running forever. The man who beat his ads did not have a bigger budget, or a better product, or a secret audience. He had a store that kept selling to the people he already paid to reach at every moment they were about to slip away. If this made you look at your own store a little differently, subscribe, because the next video is the other half of this. The exact first email to send a new subscriber, word for word. The welcome that turns a curious stranger into a buyer in a single message. And I put the full 5 email map, the order, the moment each one fires, and what each should say, down in the description, free, so you can switch on the machine this week without guessing. Build the machine before you buy more traffic, and let your store sell while you sleep.